Hi, my name is Maceo Lewis, and welcome to my Sports Talk YouTube channel, ML Sports Talk. Today I'm going to discuss the men's national championship game, Florida Houston. As I called in, I predicted Florida, I believe, was going to win this game, and they did win this game. The spread was like 1.5, so they covered the spread. They won by two. Basically, what happened in this game, so Houston the story of the game was Houston's defense in the first half. They came at Florida. They blocked shots, contested shots. They were scoring in transition. They were giving Florida a tough time. I don't think Clayton had any points in the first half. The player that was keeping him in the game was Richard. He had made four threes, I believe six, and scored 14 points. So he helped keep it within three. Even with the good defense that Houston was playing, Florida was clearly still in this game. It wasn't until early in the second half when Houston started to build upon a lead. They got as high as 12 points, a 12-point lead over Florida. And there was a key moment. I mean, so basically throughout the second half, like Florida was trying to take advantage of his height advantage. They were getting assists to Condon down in the paint, and he was sometimes just scoring, sometimes he would miss. Florida was playing good defense throughout the game, just as Houston. But the key point where the momentum change was around the 12-minute mark of the game. So the score was 45-34 at about the, I want to say, the 13:24 mark. That's when Florida's Aberdeen makes a layup, makes a score of 45-36. Houston had made two shots. Again, this is the problem with Houston. The question mark I had about Houston coming into the game is like, well, are they going to be able to score down the stretch? And I didn't think they would be able to. And here's what happened: they missed two shots. Condon got a defensive rebound at about 12:38 in the game. Martin makes a three, so that cuts it down. I believe down to 39. And then Florida's Ha got a block. Richard got the ball. And then Richard made the assist to Ha. And then that made the score 45-41. There was an and one. So Ha made the free throw, made it 45-42. So that was about the 12-minute mark of the game, 12 minutes and 6 seconds. So pretty much what happened from that point on, Florida didn't really take a lead until the last free throws of the game, but I'll get to that in a second. But basically what happened was Florida would try to close the gap, and Houston would score. They hit a three here, free throw here, and Florida would get at best tie the game, but then Houston would basically uh, retake their lead. So the key play after that was let's see, the 2 minute mark. So Houston's last score was a free throw by Tugler, making the score 63-62. So at 2 minutes and 5 seconds, Houston scored its 63rd and last point of the game. So for the last 2 minutes and 5 seconds, it was a combination of Florida's defense and Houston's, poor scoring that. I'm sorry, did I say? Yeah, Florida's defense and Houston's poor scoring that prevented Houston from scoring anymore. Well, poor scoring being the second free throw that Tugler took, he missed. So fast forward to the 52 seconds in the game, Haw was guarding, I believe it was number four on Houston, and Haw was playing good defense. And it looked to me like Haw actually got a block, and then Condon recovered the block. I think on the stats sheet it said that Condon got a steal. But regardless, Hall was playing good defense. That forced a turnover. Hall gets the ball. I'm sorry, Condon gets the ball. He starts a fast break. And eventually Martin gets the ball. He goes for the layup and he gets fouled by Tugler. I believe that was Tugler's fifth and final foul, and that's why he was out of the game. That this is at about the 46-second mark. So Martin takes two free throws, makes them, and that's when Florida finally takes the lead. So Florida hadn't really been ahead in this game. They were ahead maybe like 8-6 early in the first quarter, but after that, it was pretty much Houston was either ahead or tied. But this is the point where Florida takes its first lead since then, the final one. So the score was 64-63. I believe Aberdeen made one or two free throws, making it 65-63. So here's the key play of the game. So basically, Florida's playing man. This is the last like 10 seconds of the game. Florida's playing man, and Houston's like running picks. Clayton, he's guarding Sharp. Sharp basically runs in between Condon and Roberts. And so they're running these pick plays, and then right when I can't remember which player passed Sharp the ball on Houston, but as Sharp is about to get the ball, Clayton sees what's developing, and he runs basically from that second hash mark from the free throw line all the way to where Sharp was, and then he times the block attempt perfectly. It reminds me of the block attempt by Condon in the game before in Auburn, where the Auburn player was shooting a three. Condon gets up there. The guy has to, you know, basically hold back on the street. He forces the travel. Well, here, Clayton didn't actually force the travel, but what happened was Sharp couldn't get the shot off. He ends up dropping the ball. He can't touch the ball because if he did, it would be a travel. And then basically, for the players hustle to the ball, kind of gets the ball, and that's it. The game's over. So again, it was a combination of Florida's defense down the stretch, as well as Houston's poor shooting, that eventually led to Florida cutting down the nets, and Houston again being denied their first championship. So anyway, that's just my thoughts of the game. I thought it was a great game. I thought it was a great Final Four. All the games were pretty much close. We got the number one teams into the Final Four, and I like to see more of that. I like seeing Cinderellas and stuff, but when it comes down to it, I just want to see like the best teams play in good games like this. And so we were treated with a great Final Four and final game this year, as opposed to the women's final game, which was a complete, basically annihilation of UConn of South Carolina. But anyway, I believe Clayton was the outstanding player of the game and well deserved. Like he scored 34 points the last game, and he made a key defensive play at the end of this game. And of course, when he was finally able to pick up his scoring in the second half, he was basically played a key role in Florida winning their championship this year. So anyway, that was my pick, and unfortunately for Houston, it turned out to be correct. So anyway, that's my thoughts of the game. Stay tuned. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can watch more of my commentary. It's ML Sports Talk. Again, it's ML Sports Talk. Hit the subscribe button so you can listen to more commentary on the games I watch in sports.